Hey y'all, welcome back to a very special episode of Reel It In. I'm your host, Reid Cox, and this is your go-to destination for self-improvement and creating the life you've always desired, all while keeping it real. And today is a special episode because it is my birthday. Oh my gosh, it has been such a special day so far. First off, I have my little kitty Isabella here on the bed with me. She might join us in a second because she is recovering from a little surgery. She's doing well, but she's still in recovery. You want to come say hi, sweetie? She'll say, come say hi in a second. But it has been such a great day so far. My fiance woke me up with, oh, here she comes. You want to come say hi, Kiki? My fiance woke me up with coffee in bed and a very, very sweet birthday present. And he said it's the first of two, but I get the second one Saturday when I'm having my birthday party. So I love how he's like spreading it all out. And then we're going to dinner tonight at a place that he hasn't told me yet. It's a surprise as well, but he said that there will be amazing food and good music. Oh, here's Kitty. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see her, but she just came and crawled up in my lap. Hold on one second. Here's Kiki. She's in her cute little suit. Oh, I realize you can't hear me. Here's Kiki. She's in her cute little suit after her surgery so that she doesn't pick at the stitches, but she's recovering quite well. So, y'all, how do we feel about birthdays here? The past few years, I haven't really cared about my birthday. I really didn't want to do anything to celebrate the past two birthdays. I just wanted to like hang out with my fiance, then boyfriend, and just chill. And this year, I have decided to do a little party. So I'm excited about that. But it really was like 3 days ago when I realized, oh my gosh, I have a birthday in 3 days. And I hadn't really wrapped my head around it yet. Normally, like in my 20s, I would like do all these things leading up to my birthday, like take inventory about how the year went and all this stuff. And the past few years, I haven't really done a lot of that. But I was thinking today when I was sipping my coffee in bed this morning, I was thinking today about how much I've grown this past year. And I might even say I've grown the most this year than I have in a long time. Like if I took this year and compared it to other years, the amount of growth is just like crazy to me. And I'm really proud of myself. So I guess I just wanted to take today to talk about, you'll probably be watching this a few days after my actual birthday, so just keep that in mind. But I just wanted to talk about a few things that I'm proud of myself for this year and in the ways that I've grown so that maybe it could help you as well. The biggest thing I think I'm proud of this past year is stepping outside of my comfort zone. I've always been really good at doing that, but I feel like I did it in ways this year that I could have never expected. From opportunities that were placed in front of me, saying yes to them, saying no to them. I started this YouTube channel. I really leaned into my blog. I started studying Pilates and actually am in training right now to be a Pilates teacher. So I'm just so proud of myself for all of the things that I've created for myself. And everything for myself has always started with an idea that I knew if I didn't take immediate action on, I probably wouldn't do it. When I had the idea for this channel, I immediately sat down and wrote 20 different ideas for videos that I would make, 20 different topics. When I had the idea for my blog, I just started writing and then researched the platforms to start it on. When I wanted to do Pilates, I found the nearest studio and went and took a class. Even though I'd done Pilates a lot before, we had just moved and I needed to find a studio that I was not just like okay with, but head over heels and in love with. And then luckily I found that studio. So I'm really proud of myself for pushing myself and staying consistent in all the things that I've started. And I have this vision that this past year for me has been the year of planting the seeds by starting all these new things. And this coming year is going to be the year that things just bloom and blossom in the most epic ways that I'm so excited about. So if you're thinking about starting something new this year, why wait? Today you can start. If you had the idea for starting something, what's the first action you can take today to get the ball rolling? Who's one person who's doing the thing that you want to do, who you can reach out to and schedule a coffee with or a phone call with to pick their brain? There's always something that you can do today to get the ball rolling in whatever you want to do. So get that ball rolling. I also want to commend myself. This year, I feel like I learned how to stand up for myself and draw boundaries in the healthiest way. I feel like I've always been pretty good at setting boundaries with people, but I feel like I was presented circumstances this year that really required me to set boundaries in a very conscious way that, you know, was best for me. And I think now that I look back on it, maybe I wasn't the best at setting boundaries or like standing up for myself or like speaking what was on my heart or saying, no, you can't treat me that way and you can't treat this person that way. I feel like I never really was presented with that many instances to do so unless it was in dating. And in dating, I was a total doormat. I would, if anything, hurt my feelings in dating. I would never say anything. But when it comes to like being out in the world and interacting with people and different relationships, I feel like I really learned how to set boundaries for myself. And it's not even like you're putting yourself first in a selfish way. It's like if this thing or this person is causing harm to me, myself, my relationships, my life as a whole, if it's causing turmoil, I really don't have space for that. And so I've really just become ruthless in protecting my peace, protecting the harmony in my household and my relationships. And I really do think that boundaries aren't this like thing that's like, you're not going to do this. Like, it's not like a scary, like mean thing. Boundaries are just a tool so that people can coexist in a healthy way. And you know what? If someone doesn't respect your boundaries, that's when, that's when I get really ruthless. So, what else happened this year? I became a mom to our dog Ragnar and our kitty Isabella, which has been such an amazing teaching moment for me. I feel like also my fiance and I, it's people always say like, oh, before you get a baby or before you make a baby with your partner, you should get a pet. And I never really understood that. I thought it meant like, oh yeah, learning how to take care of something. And for me, I really learned how to be like a true teammate with my partner. We always already felt like teammates, but when it comes to taking care of two animals that really rely on you and depend on you, it's really given us an opportunity to get on the same page with how we want to raise our pets and how we can do teamwork and take care of our pets. And I mean, I grew up with like 5 cats, but this is the first time I've ever been the sole, like a parent of a cat or a dog. And I mean, I've just learned so much about myself, about my partner, and we've learned a lot about how we want to raise our kids, which is so exciting to even think about. When we think about having kids together and we're just like over the moon excited. So I'm so grateful so our kitty Isabella, she literally just like showed up at our doorstep, and I feel like God sent her to us because we really needed her. I also got really good at learning how I function best. So in my early mid 20s, actually like all my 20s, I feel like I was really good at waking up early and scheduling my days and setting myself up for success. And then when we moved and I got into a relationship, your schedule merges with your partner's schedule. And next thing you know, you're thinking about them, sometimes more than you're thinking about yourself. So I've really learned how to prioritize myself in the ways that I need to prioritize myself in order to show up as the best version of myself. Those things look like getting adequate sleep. If my partner wants to stay up a bit later than me, watch TV or do whatever he's going to do, it's okay for me to go to bed. I can go to bed and I can wake up early like I like to. I mean, truly, like nothing makes me feel better about myself than waking up before the sun comes up. If I wake up before the sun comes up and I get up and I have my coffee and I do my journaling and my morning practice, I will be the most productive person on the planet that day. And I went through a little phase where I wasn't really doing that, I was allowing myself to kind of like not have as much of a schedule as I normally do. And what I've really done the past couple months, kind of ever since I started my Pilates teacher training, is really prioritize my sleep and self-care and getting adequate rest, because if I don't get adequate rest, I can't study, I can't work out and learn, and I can't show up as my best self as a teacher. So stepping into that teacher role has really allowed myself to take care of myself in the ways that I always should be, mainly just because I feel like I have students that are going to be depending on me and I can't wake up tired for them. You know what I mean? So learning how to get the adequate sleep I need, self-care. I'm all about lymphatic drainage massages I give them to myself, and gua sha changes my life. If you want an alternative to Botox or any neurotoxins or anything with your face, gua sha is an amazing tool that can just like make you look all glowy, chisel those cheekbones, lift everything. I can't rave about gua sha enough. Should I do a gua sha tutorial on here? Oh my gosh, how am I just not talking about this? Also, this year, I got engaged. Can y'all believe it? I got engaged. We got engaged, I should say, my fiance and I. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you know that my fiance and I, we actually knew each other growing up. Our families would spend the summers together in the same little town. And he was actually my first kiss. And I remember before we got back together and reconnected and started dating, I remember thinking to myself, I wonder if there's anyone in my life that I already know who I could end up with romantically. And I would think about the people and I would think about them. Never once did his name cross my mind. Not once. I'm like, how could that be? How could I have never even suspected he would be the love of my life, the absolute love of my life? Like nothing compares to how it is with him. And so, yeah, we got engaged and we've been planning how we're going to get married, which has just been, awesome. And I mean, personally, I just wish I could blink and we would just be married. I just can't wait to be his wife. But I think getting engaged was probably the biggest thing of this year that I am so proud of because, I've always been an extremely ambitious person and I always said I would never feel fully fulfilled unless I was like the most successful career woman. But then I also would say I would never feel fully fulfilled unless I was with the love of my life. And so long I yearned for my person. And I remember like after the biggest jobs that I would book for acting, I would have this really high, and then all of a sudden I would feel really like low because I'd be like, I don't have anyone to share this with. And recently, my fiance and I, we've both been reminding ourselves that regardless of what happens with our careers, regardless of where we move or where we live or what we achieve in our lives career-wise, the fact that we found each other, like the hard part has been checked off. We are so lucky to have found each other. And I feel just like us getting engaged is just an even more of a celebration of that and our union together and how much we love each other and how much we laugh and how well we work together. And I couldn't feel more grateful. My heart is so full. And it's so funny. I spent all of my 20s without a boyfriend to do anything for my birthday for me. I would wake up alone and I would go out with friends probably and then go to bed alone. And just to have him show up this morning, bringing me coffee in bed and giving me a really amazing present and just like be so wonderful to me and make me feel so special. It's not taken for granted at all. And then to have our pets, I really do feel like this is the year that he and I have created the sense of family for each other on our own sense of family, We always talk about how much we love our family, me, him, and our two pets, and we just can't wait to expand on that family. And I think this coming year, we'll be getting married. Other amazing things are going to be happening, and I just can't wait for it. And I've never really had a birthday where I look back on the year that I just had where I feel like I see what it was meant for, and I really feel like it's like a trampoline, and I just like was bouncing on the trampoline. I like bounced into the trampoline went like down this way this past year, and this next year I'm going to be flying up. So I can't believe it. I look around my life and I seriously can't believe I am this lucky. And I also feel so grateful for this community that we're building here. I mean, to have the idea to start a YouTube channel, and y'all, if you don't have a YouTube channel, it takes a lot of courage to start a YouTube channel, to put yourself out there like this, knowing that anyone in the world could see you. And even more nerve-wracking, the thought of people around the world who you don't know seeing you on YouTube is not anywhere near as nerve-wracking as the thought of people who actually know you seeing your videos on YouTube. Because it's so easy for people to be like, what's she doing on there? Who does she think she is? Who does she think she has to be an expert on this or to put herself out there? But honestly, it's so worth it. I mean, I get so many emails from y'all. I always keep my email in the comments. Even if you don't want to leave a comment, shoot me an email. I get so many amazing emails from people from all over the world on here who've seen my videos, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something that really matters in the world. It's actually helping people. So shoot me an email if you're watching this, and don't be a stranger if you feel like reaching out. Let's see, what else is there I can say about this year? So much has happened. Also, I feel like this year, time has moved really slow. And I was doing some research on why that is, and I didn't really find anything much that would like explain why some time periods feel faster or slower than others. But I personally feel like this year feels slow, like in the best way possible, because there's been so much going on and so many lessons and so many things that I've had to figure out, or like that me and my fiance have had to figure out as a team. So many things that we've had to navigate, and it's helped us grow as people. And I feel like sometimes when you have a lot going on, you're running over here, you're running over there, you feel like time's like going by really fast. But for me, I feel like whenever I'm experiencing the most growth as a person, time moves very slowly. And in a way, I feel grateful for that, because I'd rather have things be slower and actually enjoy them and actually feel the things that are happening in my life rather than be numb and have everything be a blur, you know? I'm really excited about celebrating tonight. We're going to go to a restaurant. We're going to see some music. I still don't know where we're going because it's a surprise. And then we're going to have a party on Saturday, and all my friends are going to be there. One thing that sucks, though, about moving to a new city as an adult after you've lived in another city for like well over a decade, almost a decade and a half, is a lot of your friends aren't there to celebrate your birthday with you. I have a lot of friends in Los Angeles. I have a lot of friends that moved out of Los Angeles, like me, and we moved to Austin. And not being able to be with them sucks, but I've had so many phone calls and texts all day that make me feel so loved. But yes, I have the most amazing group of girlfriends here in Austin. It took me like a year to feel like I had an awesome group of girlfriends. And now I just feel so happy, and just like everyone in my life, they're there for a reason. I don't have a single friendship that's draining. There's not a single friendship that I am not feeling fulfilled by. And I feel like also, yeah, this past year I made my community from scratch. And that is something to be very proud of. So yeah, I feel very special today. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. And yeah, we have Thanksgiving coming up around the corner. Going to go see the fam. That'll be a lot of fun. Then we have Christmas coming up. And then a few more trips that me and my fiance are taking after the holidays, which we'll talk about later. But thank you all so much for joining me. If you're new to the channel, throw me a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future episode. And I'll see y'all next time.